Welcome to Recreationally Yours. I'm Janice Steib, the Center Director for the City of Florissant, and with me?
Brendan Kane, I'm the Center Director for the City of Florissant as well. So we're here at beautiful Bangert Pool, getting ready for the summer. Janice, what do we have on hand today?
Well, today we're going to be meeting with one of our managers and one of the head guards for the pool, and just going over some of the improvements we've made and some of the rules and the prices so that everybody is ready to come out to the pool when the season starts.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Well, let's head over to them.
All right, sounds good. I'm out here at our Bangert Pool, and I have one of our managers and head guards with us. Hi guys, thanks for joining us.
Hi, nice to be here.
So why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I am Jake Gantner, head guard for this summer.
I'm Ryan Battisto. I'm a manager at Bangert this summer.
So guys, as everybody knows, the pool season is upon us, and we've done a lot of great work out here this summer to make the pool look nice. Can you talk about some of the improvements that we've made over the summer?
Absolutely. Well, first off, we've done a lot of painting. If you can see the play structure behind me, we've repainted all of that. We've repainted a lot up front by the desk, and actually as we speak, they're doing a lot of work to fix some of our attractions that were having some problems last summer.
Great, yeah, and I know they did some welding work, so we are just about ready to open the season, and as some people view this, we will be right in the middle of the summer season. So what we wanted to do today is let everybody know about all the fun features that are here and the prices and what they need to do to come. So why don't you guys go over what some of the hours are going to be for the pool this year?
All right, so we open starting on May 26th. And then our hours for weekends only are going to be 11:30 to 7:30. And then for weekdays, it is going to be 12:30 to 7:30. And then on special holidays, such as July 4th, our hours are going to be 12:30 to 5:30.
Which I know that is a change from last year too. We did decide this year to open up the pool, I think about an hour earlier than we did last year over the weekends, just to give our residents another extra hour of swim time. I think it also helps the moms who have some of the littler kids, because it's nap time at 12:30
Yes.
when you'd be coming out. So this way they can get up here for an hour or two and still get their kids home in enough time for the pool season. Another big change that we have this year is we have our wonderful cups that we're going to be offering at the concession stand. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Absolutely. So these cups, they say Bangert Pool on them. They will be $5 to purchase and then 99 cents to refill for the rest of the summer, and you can use them all throughout the summer.
And it's great because for whatever reason, I've had one of these cups before, and I love these cups. They fit right in my hand, and they'll stay nicer. You won't have to, and you'll allow these on the pool deck as well, or will they need
Absolutely.
to stay in the concession area?
We'll allow them on the pool deck also, just not in the pool. And those will actually really help to eliminate some of the waste that we have from our regular cups.
Right, so once again, it's $5 and then 99 cents to fill it up as many times as you want. You know, each time you fill it, it's $1. So I think that's great because these are 32-ounce cups. So I think that'll be a nice addition for the parents and help out that pocketbook a little, because some of the little kids, you can split that with 2 or 3 kids.
Yes,
so that'll
ma'am.
be real nice. So another thing that we'd like to go over at this time is, what are the prices? How much does it cost to get into the pool?
So we have resident and non-resident prices. For a resident of Florissant with their residence card, the youth, so 4 to 17, will be $3. Adults, so 18 and older, will be $4, and seniors, so older than 60, will be $3 also. For non-residents, those prices will be 3 and under in general for free, are free for resident or non-resident. For youth, non-resident, so 4 to 17 again, that will be $8 for them. For adult, 18 and older, will be $10, and for seniors, 60 and up, will be $8.
And so one thing that's really important for people to know, we always say our resident price, but you do need to have your card with you every time you come. And for those of you who have not updated your card this year, all the cards had expired on December 31st. So you will need to go and get a resident card, so make sure you do that first. The cards this year do cost. I don't know if you guys were made aware of that, but to get a resident card this year, for youth or seniors, it would be $2, and for an adult, it would be $3. So you can go either over to the JFK Community Center or to the James J. Eagan Center to get one. But if you have forgot your card at home, even though you come every day, they are still going to ask you to go home and get your card or to pay the non-resident price, because unfortunately, we might know who you are, you might come every day, but we're not going to remember whether you're residents or not, so we just always ask that you bring your card with you. There's another really important rule that we always like to go over, and that is the swimsuits. So can you guys tell me a little bit about some of the rules with the swimsuits?
All right, so here I'm holding one of our old guard suits, actually the perfect example of a swimsuit, back when we had red suits. Ryan's going to hold this up and show us. So these swimsuits, really old-fashioned, but they're really nice, okay? They're this nice material here, okay? But the main thing that we look for when you guys come is a lining on the inside of a suit, okay? If the suit doesn't have this lining, technically it's not a swimsuit, and we can't allow you in the pool with it, okay? So that means no gym shorts, no cotton t-shirts. They help clog up our filters, and we don't want the pool to have to shut down because our filters get ruined. So we ask that you guys please come with the proper swim attire, and if you need a shirt in the pool, we ask that you go purchase the proper swim shirt so that way you can get in with that.
Yeah, and I know that there are some kids out there that burn. I was one of those kids. But nowadays you can find swim shirts just at about any store, and Walmart is a great example. If you can't afford one, you can go there. I know that there are some religious exceptions too, but there are anywhere you go, again, you can find the appropriate swim material that would fit in, that would go into the pool. Can you tell us a little bit about the ages and when you can just drop your kiddos off? Because I'm one of the parents now who can just drop my daughter off. But what are the ages that you need to be with your kids, and when can you just drop them off?
Absolutely. So if your child is 13 or older, they're perfectly able to just be dropped off with a handful of money or their pool pass and come in and spend the day here on their own. If they are 12 or younger, a parent has to come in with them and at least stay here and be around them. But if the child is 8 years old or younger, if they want to go into the water, into the pool, the parent must be within an arm's reach of them. So whether that's sitting on the gutter while their child is playing within an arm's reach in front of them, or following them around, or carrying them around even, we ask that they are within an arm's reach.
So those parents who are coming with the 8 and under, do they need to have a swimsuit on?
They do. Everyone that wants to get into the water needs to have a swimsuit.
Or even sitting along the edge. So even if you're going to sit along the edge to watch your child, because you may have to go in to help save your child, because the lifeguards are there to assist, you're really supposed to be there watching your children if they're that younger age. Because there is a lot going on and it just takes a second. So we want those parents of the younger kids right in that arm's reach so that you can help out, so we can kind of keep an eye on the older kids. And of course, don't get me wrong, those lifeguards are going to be watching everybody, but the quicker you can just pull a hand, and I've been walking around and I've pulled a hand of a kid because I've seen them kind of go under, just because the parent was sitting there and they were in hand, but it happens so quickly sometimes for those little guys. So it is important that just to know, and anybody who comes into the facility will have to pay, correct? So even if it's grandma and they have the 13-year-old kid who really doesn't need an adult with them, they would still need to pay to get in.
Unless they're going to stay on the outside of the fence, they have to pay to get in.
Okay, great. What are some of the general rules that you guys have? I know you do something with swim tests. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So any child that wishes to go off the diving boards, either the low dive or the high dive, either one, is asked or required to take a swim test, which consists of swimming 30 yards in some kind of manner where they don't touch the ground and they don't stop.
Okay, so do they have to have their head underwater?
They do not.
Okay.
They just have to do at least 3 overhead strokes.
Okay, perfect. Now what about the slides? Who can go down the slides? Is there a rule for that?
Okay, so for our very large slide up here, you just have to be 48 inches tall. As long as you're that tall, we've got a measuring stick up there, then you're allowed to go down that slide. That's not a swim test requirement. However, for the blue slides over there, there is a height requirement. If you walk up and you're just below a bar up there, then you will have to take a swim test in order to go down that slide. But if you pass the swim test, then you're free to go down that slide.
And is that because it's a little bit deeper in that end of the
yes,
water?
Ma'am. Yes, it's about 4 feet on the one slide, and then gets closer to 5 feet on the other slide. So children just are a little bit too short for that for sometimes.
And so will they need to do this test every time they come?
Yes, ma'am. Unless they come back to back and they kept their wristband on from the day before, we ask that they do it again, because
you just don't know.
We just don't know. Yep. If they come back with it not on, then it's like, I don't know if I gave it to you or not, and it's not fair to other children. So we try to ask everybody that doesn't have their wristband on to take it again.
And so there might even be times that, especially kids that are right on the borderline, one day they may pass and one day they may not. So that is important for the parents. And I know we are one of the few pools that actually have a swim test requirement, but I think in the long run it really helps the lifeguards know who, because I've seen some little ones, and sometimes you might see some little bitty guys, because we have some kids on the swim team I know who are like 5 years old who can swim that length and be fine off the diving pool, and then you might get a 10-year-old who can't pass that swim test. So it's really helping out for the parents who, maybe don't have to be right by their kids, and so they can't sneak off and do some of the things that they're just not quite eligible to do. And hopefully by the end of the season, they'll have swam enough that they can pass those tests. So what are some of the other general guidelines that people need to know for coming to the pool?
Okay, so another one of our guidelines, we ask, I mean, it's a pretty common rule, pretty basic rule, but we ask that when people come, we ask that they don't run. I know sometimes this concrete gets really hot, especially when it gets above 90 degrees, and it's hot on the feet and it hurts, but we ask that you don't run. We don't need people bumping into each other, tripping over concrete, because it hurts when you fall. And then we also ask that while you're in the water, if you're here with a friend, a brother or sister, I know I did this with mine and I got yelled at plenty of times, we ask that you don't jump on each other's backs, horseplay, push each other, try to dunk each other. We just want you guys to be safe and have a good time and avoid doing anything that could harm you.
What about if a parent tries to do that to their kids or puts them on their shoulder? Is that allowed?
That is still not allowed, unfortunately.
I see the dads who want to, you know, in your own backyard pool, you can pick your kids up and throw them, that kind of stuff, but that would not be allowed here either?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What about bringing in toys and noodles and that kind of thing? What are the guidelines for that?
So for most toys, they're perfectly acceptable to bring. We have certain restrictions, such as like an actual football, leather football. We ask that you don't bring those because they can get waterlogged, they can get heavy, and if you get hit by one of those, it will probably hurt.
And I have, and it did
so,
hurt.
so like anything like a Nerf ball or one of the foam squish balls that are made specifically for pools. Inflatables, as long as we're not too crowded. If we get really crowded, we might ask you to take it somewhere else. And noodles.
So then, like, even a big raft, if it's a not crowded day, you might allow it?
Absolutely.
But on a crowded day, obviously, you need to be able to see underneath it, and so then you would ask for them to...
Yes, ma'am. And on the same, in the same sense, we have to please everybody at our pool, or at least as many people as we possibly can. So if there are other patrons complaining about this woman's raft is too big, this man's raft is too big, we might have to ask you to move it somewhere else or to take it out entirely.
Yeah, the same also goes for the balls, the Nerf balls, anything that you might bring. If for some odd reason, kids sometimes get a little wild, they get a little crazy, and we all understand that. But if they start hitting patrons in the head on accident or on purpose, it doesn't matter. We probably are going to take that ball away until they're ready to leave, and then we'll give it back as they walk out. But we just want everybody to be safe and have a good time. And if somebody's getting hit in the head and displeased with something, we're going to do our best to assess the situation and proceed in the best possible manner.
Great. Anything else that you guys can think of that these guys need to know before they make their trip up to the pool this season?
Make sure that you bring sunscreen. I know right now,
Yes.
Me and Ryan have been up here working on the pool, getting it ready. It is very hot. It is very, very hot, and the sun is out, and we need to make sure we have sunscreen because we will get burnt. Whether you're dark-skinned, light-skinned, doesn't matter. I mean, I myself have lighter skin, and I get burnt easily, so I have to make sure I apply lotion 3 or 4 times throughout the day, whereas Ryan doesn't have to as much because he's got that lucky skin.
And sunglasses out here are very helpful as well. I know for whatever reason this pool here, it reflects, and sunglasses are really helpful if you're sitting on the side watching your kids.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. And if you'll notice throughout the summer that all of our lifeguards will have sunglasses and a hat, and possibly even a shirt depending on where they are. And it'll help them be able to see more, or it'll help you be able to see more if you decide that you're going to wear sunglasses and a hat. Absolutely. It's a very good idea.
And so the last big questions people will ask is, how do I find out if the pool is closed due to weather?
Oh, that is a great question. So we have this service called Rain Outline. You can call a number 314-266-7335. Or also we have an app that the managers and the head guards will use, and we'll keep it updated frequently with if the weather's bad, if we're on a rain delay, if we're closed for the day because of the weather, or even if it's holiday hours, we'll put that up there so you can know, just so you can know ahead of time.
And that's the app for that is the Rain Outline, and I know that there's a lot of people in this area who have kids who play for Slica. Slica uses the Rain Outline as well, so all you would have to do is download the Rain Outline and search City of Florissant. There's going to be a lot of different things that pop up, and you would just look for Bangert Pool, but you guys will update that every day. And if things are closed, you're wondering if the pool's open, it's great if you just pop up that app. The app is the easiest. People use the phone all the time because we use it also for our gymnasium hotline, but that app is wonderful.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Or the other way is just to simply call up here. And what's the phone number for that?
You can absolutely call up here. Our phone number is 314-839-7673.
Great. Well, you guys, thank you for coming out here and explaining all the rules and regulations, and I'm sure a lot of these guys will be seeing you this summer.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, that was a lot to take in from the guards and managers there. That's good stuff. Really important for all the families to know when they're coming up here. You never want to show up and have to be turned away. It's just it's not good for anybody. We want you to come on in and having a good time. That's why we're out here busy working, getting it clean. So, as much as you guys touched on with the rules and everything, we've got other things with the pool. Tell us a little bit more what we've got.
Well, we do have our birthday party packages. So if people don't know, Coke Park is closed this year. Everything that was over there is going to be over here. So at Bangert Park now, we're going to have our pool party packages.
Okay.
So if you have a child who's between the age of 3 and 15, we have a birthday party package. What that would include is 20 entrances into the pool, and that would include any adults or kids who would be coming in. And then you would get 20 hot dogs and 20 sodas as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You are welcome to bring in like a cake or some ice cream. We won't keep it in our refrigerator. We just don't have the room here.
Sure.
But if you wanted to bring in a cooler, you can do that, but no other
good.
Outside food. So they will probably check your cooler and make sure you didn't
Right,
bring any
sure.
other snacks in, because as they mentioned, we don't allow pool snacks into the pool area. But it's a great way. There's 2 different times of the day that you can reserve the pool, either from, I believe it is 1 to 2:30,
Okay.
or 3 till 4:30.
Okay.
So those are the 2 different times throughout the weekend that you can reserve for a birthday party.
Yeah, that's great. That makes it a lot easier on the people hosting the birthday party to not have to tell everybody, okay, bring $4 and bring money for food. It's just all taken care of.
Right, or if they were going to pay, worrying about how many have resident cards, or are they going to bring them or
Yeah.
not. So there is a price. If you are a resident, it would be a resident
Yeah.
rate. If you are not, it would be the non-resident rate. And it does not matter whether they're residents or not who are
Yeah.
getting into the pool. If you do have more than 20, you're welcome to bring them, but then you would just have to pay the entry
Sure.
fee for those people.
That'd be a crazy party, more than 20.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Kids. Holy cow.
Exactly. Well, sometimes, especially if they're younger, the
Yeah.
parents like to be here because they don't trust,
Yeah.
they want to make sure that their kids are
Right,
safe in the
right.
water and being watched as well.
Yeah, for my kids' parties, I like to keep it around 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah,
Keep it nice and
exactly.
easy. Maybe 3 or 4 max, but 20 is.
I know that
holy
would
cow.
be a much.
That would be tough. So yeah, that's great. Any other camps or stuff going on here at the pool?
Yeah, they've started a couple of new programs. One is, and I think this one will be fun because both of our kids could go to this one.
Yeah.
There is now a teen night. There's going to be a couple of teen nights throughout the summer. So this is the age for 13 to 17, and there are at least 2 nights that are planned, June 8th and 27th.
Yeah.
And that the pool will just be closed and only teens allowed. So
Oh,
they
wow,
will
that's
be
nice.
staffing, real high, so that
Yeah.
there's probably extra lifeguards on hand. At least 1 or 2 of our supervisors will be here as well. But it's just an opportunity that the teens can come up here and know that there's not going to be cranky adults who might be telling them not to do something
Right,
that they
right,
might
yeah.
want to do,
Yeah, exactly.
or little kids who they can't splash around. So
Yeah.
it might be a little bit more fun for them. We always have our Splish Splash program, which is for 5th to 8th graders,
Right.
and never really had anything for
Sure,
those
yeah.
teens. So this will be a great new program for that age.
Yeah, we get a lot of calls, and that's a tough age for parents to try to find things for them to do as they're kind of entering high school and stuff like that. So it's nice to have some options for them to have fun with their friends when they're not on the screen, or playing
Right.
Fortnite or this and that. It's like go out with your friends, be social.
Exactly. Well, and then on the other age of the spectrum, we have our splash and plays. Now, again, last year they were over at Coke Pool, but we're going to
Okay.
bring them over here this year.
Right.
And that's for the age of 0 to 6. Those will be on Monday and Wednesday from 11:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
And again, that's great because the bigger kids aren't here splashing around,
Right.
getting the water in the kids' eyes. It's before that nap time, because I know when mine were little, it was hard to ever bring them to the pool because it was always at nap time,
Right.
or the big kids were too big, and so it's just a great option for parents to bring them before the bigger kids would come.
That's great to think of the different age groups like that. It's to kind of separate them, like you said, because it's you don't want to send a 4 or 5-year-old in there when you've got 14 years old in there
yeah.
getting just going crazy. So you don't want them to get
'cause
hit or
they'll get all up in here and a
Yeah.
little crazy. So it's just a nice
Yep.
little playtime for
Great.
that age group as well.
Good deal.
So that's a lot of the stuff that's going on out here. Now I know, Brendan, you have a lot of summer activities as well. Can you tell us about some of those?
Yeah, we do. We have the one I'm looking forward to the most probably is the basketball camp, just because we've got such a following and a lot of activity in our basketball gym. So I like to give those kids something that's maybe an organized event that they can do. A lot of them, I've seen some of these kids improve, and they go to some of the local high schools and play, but they're here every day after school playing, so they get better. But it's nice to have some coaching in there as
Yeah, a
well,
little
and run a camp
instruction,
before
yeah.
season starts or whatever. So we'll have it's always former college players that we have instructing. We do a mini hoopsters, and that's for 4 to 6 year olds.
Okay.
So we bring them off to their own court, and we lower the hoops so they can get their shots in. Because I've done some with my older son when he was little, and you know, they're trying to, you know, there's only so much you can do with a high hoop. So both of us have all new glass backboards now, and we can lower them, and so it's really good for the little kids. And then we've got the older group is 7 to 14, and they go a little bit longer. They go 8:30 to 11. The mini guys just go 8:30 to 10. So that's at the Eagan Center gym, and it's July 23rd to the 26th. We kind of piggyback off of your summer camp, and the last couple of weeks we'll probably put out some advertisements and things like that to try to get boost attendance. But if anybody's out there looking for something for their kids to do after camp, that's a great thing. It covers the morning. You can drop them off, and the coaches will be there working with them on all kinds of different stuff, between the legs, jump stop, jump shots, defensive. They get pretty technical with it. So there's Lindenwood and UMSL players that have been there and coached.
Awesome.
Been coached at a high level.
I might have to sign CJ up because he's really getting into basketball this year.
For sure, it'll be good. There's just the right amount, per coach. So yeah, it's a good deal. The other thing that we really look forward to every year is the youth tennis program. We've been doing that up at the beautiful Tower Court just up the street from here.
Yeah, that's a beautiful area.
It's so nice ever since they redid it. I remember playing on it when they first put that turf down before, and it was nice. But after a while, with anything, you gotta redo it. So they put all new state-of-the-art post-tension concrete down, and we've got a wonderful instructor. And I don't pass along compliments to coaches, very often, just because I've seen it, I've coached, and I kind of am very critical. This guy is so good with the kids. His name's Jim Irving. It's Just Us Tennis Foundation is where we contract with the instructors from, and he's just great with the kids. And they do 6 to 13-year-olds together from 9 to 10:30. It's on Saturday mornings, and that goes from June 2nd through July 7th. And then he'll also do adults. He'll do 14 and up from 10:30 to 12. And so yeah, it's just a good deal.
And tennis is a great sport too, because so many things are team sports, and if you're not athletic or whatever, but tennis you can just really play by yourself, even if they have the backboard that you can hit against or whatever, or you just need one other person and you can really have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. They've got the backboard, like you said. It's a really nice thing, so kids can go up there, they can get instructed, and then they can go up there during the week in the summer and work on what they've been taught up against the board. You don't even need to have someone to play with. Maybe you live in an area where there's not as many kids to grab, and it's tough now to get kids to go out and do stuff now anyway. With, like we said, with the video games. So if you're devoted and you're serious about it, go up there and play by yourself. Also, just wanted to give a plug for the fall softball and the sand volleyball leagues. We'll start those. Softball usually begins late July-ish. Kind of depends on how many rainouts we get, because that'll push it back.
Right.
Some years we won't get, on a couple nights we won't get any rain, and then that
other ones
there's a big gap.
yeah.
Right, so we'll move it up. But just kind of check our website, florissantmo.com. When you go there, go to departments, Parks and Recreation, you'll see a link for leagues. So that's we keep that up to date. We don't have the fall information posted just yet, but we will very soon, probably by the time this airs. And then sand volleyball starts the week of July 10th, and we'll be registering for that by the time you see this as well.
Right.
So yeah, we're excited about all those programs.
Great. And I also have a couple of other summer camp programs, because what we try and do is, after our typical 6-week summer program, we try and have some of those specialty camps for people. So we have our Challenger soccer program, which that is such a neat program, because they bring in coaches from England.
Yeah.
And they come over, and they're coaching throughout the United States, or the ones that we get are really through the Midwest area, and they'll bring them in just for that week of camp, and a lot of good instruction. So some things that your kids might be already doing, but they might be learning some of the skills that they teach over in England that maybe have not crossed the pond yet.
Right, yeah, for sure.
So we have the soccer program, and then I also, for the girls, well, and boys could probably attend this one too, but probably not as much as pom-pom camp.
Okay.
So we have one of our long-time employees, Tara Lump. who teaches our pom-pom camp, and she does such a phenomenal job. Well, you know Tara and how organized she is, and there's nothing she does that isn't awesome.
Very thorough, yes.
So they learn 4 or 5 cheers and about 5 or 6 routines, and she gets them all out there, and it is just incredible what a job she does. We just started registrations yesterday, and 3 people already came up because they were so interested in it from last year. So it's great for the girls to do. Again, boys are welcome because boys are out there doing cheerleading stuff. You could probably get scholarships for that. So you might as well get in there. We don't get into the lifts. She really gauges that. The first year we had some really acrobatic girls, so she did do a few lifts for them. Last year I don't think we did any because she's smart enough to know what to look for to see if they're up for that, and the few that are, she does allow them to do that. So that's a great program. And then we also have a chess club. So a chess camp, I should say. Now that organization we work with, they're located in Chicago actually, and they do these summer camps throughout the Midwest. So we just thought it would be a great activity for, we have so many athletic programs. So it's nice to get an activity out there, and they'll do, it's not just going to be chess all day. It is actually a 9 to 3 camp. So in the middle they'll take a break, and they'll be able to use our youth lounge during the lunchtime and stuff, but they have all different kind of activities that they'll do, chess related and thinking related. So I think that would be a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, I think so.
So our summer is really kind of packed, and I'm sure there's a lot of other little activities. I also have one that I started last year. I tried to do it during the week, but this year I've changed, and it's called Summer Madness. So basically what this is, the first one is a pentathlon, something the mayor really wanted to do, and he wanted to focus in on all of the different activities that we have inside our youth lounge. So we're going to have a foosball tournament, I believe something with racquetball and ping pong, and so just kind of getting kids together to do something fun.
Be social.
And then we'll also have an ultimate frisbee day. So this is great. You need a group of people, and not enough kids, like you say, are just outside. So grab a couple kids from your neighborhood, maybe some kids from some other neighborhood, and we'll just play a good old game of ultimate frisbee. All of these programs are in a brochure, so I would really recommend people kind of look at our brochure, because I know Beth has a couple preschool programs in there for over the summer. That would be great to do as well.
Moms and dads and grandparents out there, take a look at our stuff. We have it online. I mentioned the website. We've got the brochure listed there. We've got them in our centers. Call if you have questions. You can reach at the Eagan Centers, 314-921-4466.
The JFK Community Center is 314-921-4250. And Brendan, the golf course?
Yeah, the golf course, 741-7444. And they've got the course in really good shape. I was out there the other day and took a look at it, and I think we're actually playing there this Saturday. A friend of mine is going to go there, so I cannot wait to. I've just seen it kind of from afar, but I can't wait to get out there and take a closer look. So
yeah, I think I'm going to bring my dad up one day and have some lunch with him and hit some golf, because I think he would enjoy that as well.
Sure. Yep.
Well, great. It's been a lot of information for you guys to check in, so please give us a call. I'm Janice Steib.
Brendan Kane.
And we'll see you next time on Recreationally Yours.